أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I welcome you all in the online session of electrical machines lectures. Hope you all are fine and having good health. We start the our today's lecture number 9, AC induction machine motor. Still further continue with some kind of reference circuit details, referring of stator to rotor and rotor to stator. Referring circuit. The referring circuit you already studied in transformer section, which engineer Talar tell you guys. And these are the lectures of Mirza Muhammad Amir, and I, Engineer Dil Khan, modify these lectures. All the people very well know about AC induction motor and the components and further sections in induction motor. You can see in this figure that the terminal box by which we provide supply to the stator side of induction motor, and at the end side for cooling mechanism purpose we use there are three cooling mechanisms in a single induction motor. Either it is a single phase or either it's a three phase. The first is its structural heat sink, you can see available here, and the cooling fan at the end side work as an exhaust to extract the heat from motor and exhaust in the air, and at the end side the cooling holes are also available there. The fourth mechanism to cool down the stator, because cool down the rotor, because the rotor is continuously rotating in the motor, and these are holes which are available in all over 360 degree of the AC induction motor, in the AC induction motor, from this side to that side, from starting to end we can say. Then these are the stator. Stator are the outermost side in which the rotor rotate. Rotor is the inside or in between the stator winding. This one is the shaft which drive any rotating mechanism. This whole winding we called stator windings, and that's all about the components of the AC induction motor. Then we further continue with the induction motor, some kind of basic necessary theory and features in this slide. So before that, if anyone have any kind of query or question in today's session or in previous session, you may ask. Feel free to ask any kind of thing in your mind regarding today's session and in previous session. Otherwise, I continue today's session. Induction machine as generators has many disadvantages, hence only use as induction motor. Unlike the synchronous motors, voltage is induced in rotor windings by transformer action rather than physical connected by wires. Therefore, rotor flux always lags stator flux. As a result, rotor never reaches the synchronous speed. In previous session, Mr. Ashik already said about the synchronous speed, and we detailed. We have already discussed about the synchronous speed, what is that, and how much it's important in synchronous motor and asynchronous motor. Induction motor, AC induction motor, also called asynchronous motor. Speed we are talking about the synchronous speed. Motor speed always less than the synchronous speed. Motor mechanical speed always less than the synchronous speed, and the synchronous speed is equal to the 120 electrical frequency divided by the number of poles. Poles are placed at this side, denominator. Now, the concept of rotor slip. Slip I already tell you guys in our previous session. Slip is the difference of synchronous speed and motor of rotor speed. The main difference between these two speed we call the slip, where n slip we called slip speed of the machine, synchronous speed called speed of the magnetic fields, and the mechanical shaft speed of motor be represented by Nm. Further continues the session of concept of rotor slip. The other term used to describe the relative motion is slip, and slip plays an important role in the rotation of rotor in the field winding of stator, which is the relative speed expressed on a per unit or a percentage basis. That is, slip is defined as the slip represented by S equal to slip speed divided by the synchronous speed multiplied by the 100. By this formula, we extract the value of slip that is represented by S. Another formula to find the value of slip by synchronous speed minus mechanical speed divided by the synchronous speed multiplied by the 100 value, we got the value of slip. And how, if we know the value of slip and synchronous speed and want to find the value of motor speed, motor mechanical speed, we use this formula 1 minus s multiplied by the synchronous speed. By this formula, we get the value of rotor speed. Now moving towards the other part, the electrical frequency on rotor. A synchronous motor work by inducing voltages in the rotor, and for that reason it is sometimes called a rotating transformer. This point we already discussed in our previous session, that motor is work on the principle of transformer and the rotating transformer, because uh, the induction motor having the primary side as transformer we call stator side, stator winding, and the secondary side as transformer act the rotor. So the induced EMF is produced from primary to secondary, means in motor case the induced EMF produced from stator to rotor winding. Like a transformer, the primary stator induces a voltage in the secondary rotor, which I already told you guys in my previous statement. But unlike the transformer, the secondary frequency is not necessarily the same as the primary frequency. If the rotor of the motor is locked so that it can't move, then the rotor will have the same frequency as stator. So we always had a different level or magnitude of frequency either in the stator side and also in rotor side. So there should be a difference of frequency and difference of speed between the synchronous speed and motor of rotor speed. Then the electrical frequency on the rotor further continue with these statements of point. If the rotor runs at synchronous speed, if the rotor runs at the synchronous speed, which means the frequency on the rotor will be zero, means that there is no the difference between the speed of stator and rotor speed. So means that the slip would be zero. And if both the speed are same, the rotor would not be rotate in the stator. What will be the rotor frequency be at any arbitrary rate of rotation that is represented by the rotor frequency, we also called its speed, equal to the slip multiplied by the electrical frequency speed. Uh, there is an example, do example 7-1 yourself of the book Chapman. The equivalent circuit of induction motor, that the equivalent circuit you already studied in transformer, the primary referring circuit to secondary and vice versa, secondary referring circuit to primary side of the transformer. You already studied in transformer section these kind of topics. So same scenario, because motor is like a rotating transformer, so same scenario also applicable in the case of AC induction motor. Primary stator, primary as stator winding side you can say, is like a transformer. As an example, primary stator induces voltage in secondary rotor. The point already discussed in previous slides. The secondary is unlike transformer because it is rotating. So secondary is act as a rotor is in rotor winding act as a secondary of the rotating transformer of AC motor. This is the reason the induction motor is also called rotating transformer. Already discussed this point. Now there is a circuit which you can see. This one we said it's a model of the transformer model of an induction motor with rotor and stator connected by an ideal transformer of turns ratio A E double F. That's a turns ratio, and we called in transformer and motor turns ratio. You can also set this thing. This one is the stator side of motor, and this circuit is the rotor side of motor. So we provide the supply AC from this side of motor. These are the resistance and reactance of stator side of motor, in which the excitation and magnetization branch also produce. The excitation branch divided in two parts, the core resistance and the inductance of magnetization. This is we called magnetization branch. The current flows in the uh, primary side of rotating transformer, or we can say the current flow in the stator side of the motor is represented by I2. Before this branch, this current we called I1, and the remaining current of magnetization going through in this excitation branch, and the remaining current from I1 and IM left we called I2. That particular current is flow in the uh, stator main winding. The induced EMF is also produced in that particular winding. That EA, or the voltage, is available in the stator winding. We also said it is represented by E1. The turns ratio between the stator winding and rotor winding, which also be we studied in primary and secondary turns ratio of the transformer, also available as A double AEFF, and in effective turns ratio in case of motor, but in case of transformer we called as simple A. Now we are discussing about the rotor circuit of winding. So now we have particular circuit of rotor side of motor. You can see that these are the rotor resistance of coil, these are the inductance of coil, and these are the induced EMF that is produced in ER, the induced EMF in rotor side of motor. The particular current that is produced in rotor winding is represented by IR, and this is the complete model of induction motor. You can see by this figure. Anyone have if any kind of issue or question, please raise your hand or ask your question, raise your query. I will answer your question and resolve your query. Up till now, anyone hope you have any kind of issue, please feel free to discuss. Otherwise, I continue today's session further. Hopefully all the things are clear you guys. So I continue further. Types of induction motor. Now, single phase induction motor, split phase induction motor. In this kind of motor, the phase is split by the clutch mechanism. The clutch mechanism also available in donkey pump in our household. इंडक्शन मोटर हमारी पानी की मोटर में ये मैकेनिज्म जो लाइन से पानी खींच के टैंक में अमूमन डाला जाता है, उस मकसद के लिए जो मोटर इस्तेमाल होती है वो स्प्लिट फेज इंडक्शन मोटर इस्तेमाल होती है, और उसमें क्लच मैकेनिज्म लगा हुआ होता है. द क्लच मैकेनिज्म इज बिल्ट इन द स्प्लिट फेज इंडक्शन मोटर and the capacitor also available there. Number two motor is capacitor start induction motor. Number three is capacitor start capacitor run induction motor. Particularly The main difference between capacitive start induction motor is that the motor particularly start with the starting torque that is provided by the capacitor. That particular motor we call capacitor start induction motor, or we also called it a capacitive start induction motor. Then the capacitor start as well the capacitive run induction motor. Some of the kind of motors in which there are two types of capacitors or two nature or two capacitor are connected in its वाइंडिंग्स टू कैपेसिटर्स एंड अभी मैं ये इत्तेफाक से मोटर देख कर भी आ रहा हूँ एक मोटर लगी हुई थी आरा मशीन में लगी हुई थी मोटर और इलेक्ट्रिक कटर के अंदर लगी हुई थी जो बड़े कटर होते हैं ना जिनसे हम शीट्स काटते हैं बड़ी बड़ी फर्नीचर की मार्केट में वहाँ पे ये लगी हुई होती हैं capacitive start motors are the part capacitive start and capacitive induction motor are those particular kind of capacitor motor in which there are two kinds of capacitor is connected. One capacitor is for start torque and starting torque, and another capacitor is connected for running mechanism of the induction motor. Shaded pole induction motor, these are the fourth category of motor. Then these are three phase induction motor which are also divided into two parts: squirrel cage induction motor and wound rotor induction motor. Squirrel cage induction motor is our household motor, and wound rotor induction motor are we called uh, slip ring induction motor. Uh, this motor already we have studied in our previous lectures. Hopefully, in 32, anyone of you have any kind of question, query, please feel free to ask.
सर कैपेसिटर ये दो ही होते हैं, स्टार कैपेसिटर स्टार्ट और कैपेसिटर रन में?
जी, ये काम एक कैपेसिटर से भी किया जा सकता है, लेकिन दो कैपेसिटर इसलिए लगते हैं ताकि वो हीट डेसिपेशन ना हो, और अगर एक ख़राब हो जाए तो दूसरा हम भी इस्तेमाल कर सकें। उस मकसद के लिए ये दो कैपेसिटर्स इस्तेमाल होते हैं। इससे ज़्यादा मैंने कैपेसिटर नहीं लगे हुए देखे, मैंने दो अभी इत्तेफाक से मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैं देख कर ही आ रहा हूँ तो वो मैंने आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन किया।
सर असाइनमेंट 3 में उसमें 3 कैपेसिटर्स का जिक्र है, 2 ये और एक और था कैपेसिटर स्टार्ट रन करके।
ये दो का ही जिक्र है मेरे ख्याल में, कैपेसिटिव रन और कैपेसिटिव स्टार्ट, इन दो का ही जिक्र है।
यस सर, दो का है सर।
दो का ही जिक्र है, तीसरे का तो नहीं है।
सर उसमें वो क्वेश्चन है कि डिफरेंस बिटवीन कैपेसिटर रन, कैपेसिटर स्टार्ट एंड कैपेसिटर रन स्टार्ट।
हाँ तो ये है ना, देखें कैपेसिटिव स्टार्ट का तो मैंने बता दिया, कैपेसिटिव स्टार्ट और कैपेसिटिव रन एक साथ हों तो फिर क्या है ये भी मैंने इसमें बता दिया। तो ये दो फिनोमेना हो गए ना। अगर आप कैपेसिटिव स्टार्ट अलग डिस्कस करते हैं तो वो अलग सिनेरियो मैंने बता दिया, इसमें एक कैपेसिटर लगेगा। कैपेसिटिव स्टार्ट और कैपेसिटिव रन अगर एक साथ हो तो इसमें दो कैपेसिटर लगते हैं, जो कि स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क और रनिंग मैकेनिज्म के लिए दो कैपेसिटर इस्तेमाल होते हैं। तो ये कैटेगरी अलग है, ये कैटेगरी अलग है।
ठीक है सर।
Anyone of you have any kind of question till now, please feel free to discuss. Otherwise, I continue today's session.
Sir, wound rotor induction motor is called slip rings motor.
जी जी। और स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर जो मैंने आप लोगों को बताई थी वो हमारी जो नॉर्मली डंकी पंप होती है, पिस्टन पंप्स में इस्तेमाल होती है, डंकी पंप्स होती है जिसके अंदर ये हमारे वॉल्व लगते हैं, ये स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर है। क्योंकि इसका जो रोटर है वो स्क्विरल केज की तरह होता है, दैट इज द रीजन इट्स कॉल्ड द स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर। Furthermore, we continue the session. Uh, the the stator of three-phase induction motor is same as synchronous motor, as shown in the following figure. The upcoming figure. The rotor may be squirrel cage induction rotor, squirrel cage rotor, and wound rotor, which I already tell you guys. This one you can see, uh, this we called squirrel cage induction motor. Squirrel cage induction motor, these are the set of coils in the stator winding, the couple of coils in which the stator mechanism is fulfilled by the built-in coil. The rotor is built in between the stator part and it rotates anti-clockwise positive direction from this way. The Bs is the magnetic flux density of stator and rotor in between produced. The omega is the angular speed by which the rotor is rotated in between the stator winding. Uh, this is the basic structure which we already discussed. And now the squirrel cage induction motor rotor construction. Cylindrical in shape, the motor is physically appear in the form of cylindrical in shape, consists of aluminium, brass or copper bars which are inserted in the rotor as a rotor winding or to control or hang out the flux in the rotor winding. So, called rotor conductors. Conductors place inside the slots. We already seen this thing. We are talking about the rotor construction. So, the particular conductor wire by which the rotor can be wind is inserted in the rotor slots as a rotor winding. Conductors are connected at both ends of rings. Conductors are connected in the both end of rings, and in this way it forms a complete closed circuit. In this thing you can already seen that this one we called shaft and aluminium or copper end cap that is insert at the end side of rotor winding. Particularly, the iron bar also insert in between the slots. Aluminium or copper bars also available to control the flux of rotor in its winding. This plug diagram we called, or this diagram we called induction motor squirrel cage rotor, and wound rotor is related with the slip ring induction motor. This figure we already discussed, but at the these are the end rings of rotor. End rings of rotor. The rods of copper and aluminium are inserted in the rotor of slots, and I think all the things are clear. Iron bars. Hmm. Okay. Further, we continue the session. This way, this is another figure of wound rotor. You can see rods and the end caps of rotor winding are placed, and this one we called a shaft, which hanged on or support by the bearing. Up till now, anyone of you have any kind of question or query, please raise your query. Otherwise, I continue the session. Now moving towards the squirrel cage induction motor, as further basic theory, it is a widely used induction motor, especially because of the absence of slip rings and brushes as they are in wound rotor induction motor. The main feature of squirrel cage induction motor is that it works on the constant speed. It does not work on the variable speed mostly, and it is available in market in cheapest rate. And the mechanism of slip ring and brushes is not available because of its daily usage mechanism. That's the main reason it is commercially and industrially used in most of the manufacturing and industrial processes. That's the main thing, main point why we use mostly the squirrel cage induction motor in field and for commercial use as well. Now moving towards the rotor wound rotor induction motor. Rotor construction, how it made. Rotor windings are connected through slip rings, which I already told you guys that particularly the wound rotor we called a slip ring induction motor, and slip ring of rotor consists by the copper and hang out a particular wire of winding of rotor connected with each and every of slip ring, and there are three slip ring in quantity of three phase induction motor of slip ring. There are three rings of slip are available in every slip ring induction motor at the rotor side. Brushes to extend the resistance. The mechanism I already told you guys that how the brushes are connected with the slip ring to control its speed. So the main feature of slip ring induction motor is that it works on the variable speed. That's the reason, and I already give you the concept that we are using or we are entertaining some kind of merry-go-rounds, uh, some kind of equipments, and in amusement part mode of the motors, and मोड ऑफ द सेक्शन आर अवेलेबल देयर इन विच यू आर सिटिंग अराउंड दैट। जिस तरीके से आप झूलों में जाते हैं उसमें बैठते हैं और मुख्तलिफ किस्म की स्पीड के ऊपर वो उन्हें झुलाया जाता है, क्योंकि वो पर्टिकुलरली स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर, जिन्हें हम वाउंड रोटर इंडक्शन मोटर भी कहते हैं, उसमें आप बैठते हैं और मुख्तलिफ तरह की स्पीड्स के ऊपर आपको, जैसे स्लो स्पीड, मॉडरेट स्पीड, फास्ट स्पीड के ऊपर झुलाया जाता है, हम उससे एंटरटेन होते हैं और फिर ये उस मैकेनिज्म पे काम करती है। और पर्टिकुलरली ये मोटर जो है उस वेरिएबल स्पीड के लिए डिज़ाइन की जाती है। आप जो स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर है वो वाउंड रोटर बेस या स्लिप इंडक्शन मोटर के इंस्टेंट ऑफ में नहीं यूज़ कर सकते, क्योंकि इनकी वायरिंग वाइंडिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन का फ़र्क होता है, बनावट का फ़र्क है, और वेरिएबल स्पीड के ऊपर आप स्क्विरल केज इंडक्शन मोटर को नहीं इस्तेमाल कर सकते, क्योंकि ये अपने अपने ख़ास मैकेनिज्म ऑफ द प्रोसेस के ऊपर 24 आवर्स या 12 आवर्स कंटिन्यूसली वर्क कर रही होती हैं, तो ये एक दूसरे के स्टैंड ऑफ के ऊपर नहीं इस्तेमाल हो सकती। By adjusting resistance, the torque speed characteristics can be varied. Hmm. Further, requires lot of maintenance due to use of springs and brushes. So, this is the main thing that require a lot of maintenance due to use of slip rings and brushes, because brushes are continuously rubbing on the surface of slip rings, and due to this wear and tear and friction mechanism, uh, carbon brushes are continuously rubbing and vanish at some of the instant, so we have to replace that carbon brushes by the new one, and also to maintain the surface of slip ring which are rubbing with the carbon brushes. That's the main cost involved in slip ring induction motors. Hardly used anyone anymore because of VFD, that variable frequency drives based squirrel cage induction motors. So if we want to use the variable speed motor drive, so we have to prefer VFD, variable speed drive, to control the squirrel cage induction motor mechanism. So this is the main feature in now on trends to use squirrel cage induction motor as the driving mechanism of VFD. Uh, this is the main structure you can see of slip ring three-phase induction motor. And slip ring induction motor, that is we also called wound rotor induction motor or slip ring induction motor. In rotor side, these are the particular windings of rotor that connected with the rings, and on the rings the carbon brushes are rubbing continuously to control the speed of rotor, particularly when we need. This is a supplied voltage which we provide to the stator side of the winding, and in between the rotor is placed. You can see the rotor is hanged from the end bearings, that the starting, and this one we called the ending bearing, on which we hold the rotor by this bearing of starting and ending. And these are the slip rings which are connected here and attached with the carbon brushes to control its speed. This is the main structural view of slip ring and wound rotor based induction motor. And any one of you have any kind of issue or query in these pictures, you can ask. I will explain you guys. Any one of you have any kind of question that how the speed is controlled and how it works on the variable speed, so you may ask the kind of question, but I already clear all the kind of concept in detail. But particularly if any one of you have any kind of question, please feel free to ask. I'm available to explain any kind of concept. So if you have any kind of question, please ask. uh, Hopefully no one have any kind of question. All things are hopefully clear you in your mind. In this rotor representation, you can see the rotor winding is placed, and these rotor winding further connected in the end rings, and these are the slip rings in three-phase slip ring induction motor. which we called wound rotor. This is in wound rotor, and further the carbon brushes like this are rubbing on their surfaces. So this is the main feature which required more maintenance and cost too much involved in this mechanism. So this one can be replaced by VFD mechanism, variable frequency drive, to control the speed of motor. Again, I'm asking if any one of you have any kind of question, please ask. Otherwise, I'll continue session with next slide. So, starting method of three-phase induction motor. Three-phase induction motors are self-starting, unlike single-phase induction motor, which means we are not connected further capacitor like starting torque, and for running mechanism any kind of capacitor would not be connect in three-phase induction motor. Either it is a wound rotor base, either it's a squirrel cage induction motor. So in squirrel cage induction motor, slip ring induction motor, there is not kind of capacitor connected if we are selecting the three-phase motor. Remember this thing. But in single phase motor, we need to connect a capacitor for its starting mechanism and running mechanism. They don't present the types of starting problems as the synchronous motors do. Three-phase motor, three-phase induction motor starting current can be up to 5 times of the rated current. Remember this thing. Why? Because so the particularly we need to connect the kind of starting mechanism and to select the breaker to provide the supply to the three-phase induction motor. Remember, it's 5 times starting torque, 5 times starting current as the initial starting of induction motor. So we need to provide particular kind of breaker for as a starting mechanism, because if a motor rated current is, as an example, 5 ampere, so you have to what will be the ampere if the motor rated current is 5 ampere? What kind of breaker that you have to connect by to provide supply? Can anybody tell me? If a rated current of motor is 5 ampere, what kind of circuit breaker we use to provide supply?
32 ampere, sir.
32 ampere, 5 ampere to 32 ampere. No, it's not a feasible solution, but you can select 16 ampere in I think breaker can be coming from starting the uh, 6 ampere. Starting rating of breaker is, I think, from 6 ampere. 16 ampere would be nominal, and 32 would be available there, but 16 ampere would be enough for 5 ampere rated current of motor, of three-phase motor. So 32 is not a good solution. 16 would be best one. Okay, further we continue times of the rated current. Therefore, different methods are employed to decrease this starting current. So of the rated current, therefore different methods are employed to decrease this starting current, because starting current is too much higher, so we need to connect some kind of extra external windings to reduce the kind of current, and for particular this purpose we need to connect some particular compensating winding to to reduce the starting torque and to start the motor from its starting current, starting torque, uh, before its rated, before its starting current ampere value, which means the compensating winding is used or help to reduce the starting current. That would be 5 times the rated current value. Now, starting methods of थ्री फेज इंडक्शन। ओके, बिफोर दैट ये मैं बात बताता चलूँ कि हमारी जो कंपनसेटिंग वाइंडिंग होती है स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क या स्टार्टिंग करंट को कम करने के लिए, वो ऑलरेडी मोटर में लगी हुई होती है। ये ऐसा नहीं होता कि आप मोटर खरीदें और फिर कंपनसेटिंग वाइंडिंग लगाने के लिए दोबारा जो वाइंडिंग करने वाले को बस लेके जाएं, ऐसा नहीं होता। उसमें कंपनसेटिंग वाइंडिंग लगी हुई होती है। दैट्स द रीज़न कि आप उसमें रेटेड करंट के मुकाबले में थोड़े एम्पेयर तक का भी लगा देंगे तो उस पर भी मोटर चल जाएगी। ठीक, ऐसा नहीं होगा। अच्छा, उसमें होगा ये मिसाल के तौर पे जी 5 एम्पेयर की मोटर और 5 या 6 एम्पेयर का ब्रेकर लगा दें, उससे होगा ये, जैसे ही ऑन करेंगे ना वो ब्रेकर अक्सर वैसे ट्रिप कर जाएगा। जैसे ही ऑन करेंगे वो ट्रिप, क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग टॉर्क स्टार्टिंग करंट ज़्यादा होता है, तो दैट्स द रीज़न। जिस तरह आशिक साहब ने बताया कि आप ज़्यादा रेटिंग का ले सकते हैं, लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा रेटिंग लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि कंपनसेटिंग वाइंडिंग उसमें लगी हुई होती है। ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वो आप 12 एम्पेयर 12 एम्पेयर या 15 एम्पेयर उससे ऊपर तक के ले सकते हैं, लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं, क्योंकि उस ज़्यादा एम्पेयर का ब्रेकर लगाने से नुकसान ये है कि ज़्यादा एम्पेयर का ब्रेकर ज़्यादा शॉर्ट सर्किट को के ऊपर जाके या उससे एक्सीड की हुई लिमिट के ऊपर जाके ट्रिप करेगा। अगर आप रेटेड एम्पेयर से थोड़ा बढ़ाकर आप एम्पेयर लेते हैं तो उससे होगा ये कि 3-4 घंटे के बाद जब मोटर अपना एक एक्सेसिव अमाउंट ऑफ करंट लेना शुरू होती है थर्मल ओवरराइड कंडीशंस पे जाके, तो मोटर को जो एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट ऑफ करंट मजीद चाहिए होता है ना अपने रेटेड के मुकाबले में बहुत गुना ज़्यादा होता है। वो 4 घंटे मोटर चला दी, 1 घंटे चलने वाली मोटर, तो ऑब्वियसली थर्मल ओवरराइड कंडीशंस और ओवरलोड कंडीशंस में वो मोटर चल जाएगी। और अगर वो 5 एम्पेयर ले रही है तो 4 घंटे बाद वो 20 एम्पेयर ले रही होगी, क्योंकि वो हीट डेसिपेशन उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई होगी, वाइंडिंग उसकी बहुत ज़्यादा गर्म हो गई होगी, रोटर उसका बहुत गर्म हो गया होगा और स्टेटर की भी हीट सिंक जवाब दे गई होगी। यानी इतनी गर्म हो रही होगी कि उसकी जो लपटें हैं या जो वेव्स हैं वो बाकायदा आपको महसूस होगा जब आप अपना हाथ स्टेटर के करीब लेके जाएंगे। समझ रहे हैं मेरे कॉन्सेप्ट को क्या बताना चाह रहा हूँ मैं? तो उस नौयत के ऊपर आपकी मोटर अगर चलने लग गई और आपने लिया हुआ 32 एम्पेयर में 6000 रुपये, अब जब तक 32 एम्पेयर तक वो नहीं पहुंचेगा या 33 एम्पेयर क्रॉस नहीं करेगा मोटर ट्रिप नहीं करेगी, तो ये नुकसान होता है उसका। समझ रहे हैं इस बात को? तो इसीलिए एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट ऑफ एम्पेयर ऑफ ब्रेकर आप नहीं ले सकते। ये चीज़ वो होती है जो कि एक डिज़ाइन इंजीनियर बताता है। इलेक्ट्रिकल डिज़ाइन इंजीनियर की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है कि आप एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट ऑफ ब्रेकर को उसमें ना लगाएं, क्योंकि उसकी सेंसिटिविटी उतनी नहीं होती। सेंसिटिविटी का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो मैंने अपनी इतनी बड़ी स्टोरी में बताया आपको, कि जब वो 2 घंटे के ऊपर चल गई तो ऑब्वियसली वो 16 एम्पेयर से ऊपर लेना शुरू, जैसे ही 16 एम्पेयर से ऊपर लेगी तो ब्रेकर आपने लगाया इसलिए था कि वो ओवरलोड के ऊपर या थर्मल ओवरराइड कंडीशंस के ऊपर ना चले, उससे पहले वो ब्रेकर ट्रिप कर जाए। और यही चीज़ वहाँ पर फुलफिल इस तरह से होगी कि जब आप उसकी रेटिंग के मुकाबले में कोई 10 एम्पेयर ज़्यादा ले लेंगे, दैट्स इट, उसके ऊपर आगे वो ट्रिप कर जाएगी। तो ये सेलेक्टिविटी being an electrical design engineer आपको समझना ज़रूरी है। Up till now, if anyone have any kind of issue, please feel free to ask. Have any kind of question, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I continue the slide. Today this will be our last slide. अच्छा, मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि प्लीज़ शेयर today's attendance. Today's attendance please share in our official WhatsApp group of electrical machines. Uh, so we have 1 minute left, so I have to complete this slide and further I continue this slide in by tomorrow inshallah. Starting methods of 3-phase induction motor, that is direct online starter. Anyone have any kind of question? Okay, starting methods of 3-phase induction motor is direct online starter. This is the main, and Mr. Ashik already discussed this starter in our previous lecture, that we in short we called it doll starter. It worked the motor in delta connected motors, 3-phase motors. In direct online starter, that we called doll starter. Stator resistance starting method of motor, ऑटो ट्रांसफॉर्मर स्टार्टिंग मेथड एंड स्टार टू डेल्टा स्टार्टिंग मोटर। अच्छा जी, इसके बारे में बताते चलूँ। स्टार टू डेल्टा जो डॉल स्टार्टर की मोटर होती है 40 हॉर्स पावर के ऊपर अमूमन लगती है, और 40 हॉर्स पावर के ऊपर की जो मोटर होती है उसके ऊपर ADS का स्टार्टर लगता है, ASD का स्टार्टर, ऑटो स्टार डेल्टा कन्वर्टर के भी कहते हैं इसको, स्टार डेल्टा स्टार्टिंग मेथड भी कहते हैं, और उसको ASD का स्टार्टर भी कहते हैं, ऑटो स्टार टू डेल्टा कन्वर्टर का स्टार्टर। आखिर में रोटर रेजिस्टेंस स्टार्टिंग का एक स्टार्टिंग मेथड होता है। ये 5 किस्म के मेथड हैं और इनके अलावा भी एक